So both Instagram and Twitter allow you now to take pictures, filter them, and share them. That's kind of the big idea here between the two. This is a new function for Twitter, for them to have a photo processing and sharing technology built right in. Typically you're going to find this on the Twitter app that you put on your phone. And they're moving into Instagram's territory, if you will. And Instagram's reaction is to say, okay, if you're going to do that, we're going to pull back our photos into our territory. And they're not going to show up in Twitter. So it's a little bit of a battle of trying to claw back ground in this war. This is a lot like Apple and Google. You used to have Google Maps and directions on the iPhone. And then, as we know, famously, they pulled that out as a built-in piece and substituted Apple Maps. They wanted that, Apple did, as their own territory. They said, look, people are using a lot of navigation and map on our phones. We're kind of giving that over to Google, building affinity to Google, which is our arch rival in many ways. So they pulled it back and said, no, we're going to put Apple Maps on Apple devices. This is very analogous to that. So this is not without precedent. We're going to be seeing continued efforts this way, which means for us as users from time to time, things that you do now where you can cross-post between your different social services and it works really elegantly, may get less elegant. This move by Instagram and Twitter is a less elegant move. There's no two ways about it. You can't say that it suddenly got easier and smoother for consumers to move through their social accounts. No, it just got a little crunchier. And this is not going to be the last time we hear about this because there's so much at stake in terms of getting users to stay within a certain site or service. And for that service to be able to say, look, we've got this many users, tens of millions, whatever it is, and we really have them contained within our service. This is also a big part of the app revolution. You know, any website out there can easily be found on a phone's browser. But notice how many of them urge you to go get the app for that same site. Because when they do that, it's referred to as sandboxing. They keep you in their sandbox. When you're in their app, you're much less likely to leave the app and go somewhere else. On the browser, it's easy to leave. So it's all about captivity, to be honest. All these sites and services want to make you captive, and mobile gives them a really strong advantage, an opportunity, I should say, to do that, whereas the computer browser era wasn't really that way. There was fewer tools to keep them captive.